Okay.
Hello friends, this is Candy with the Candy Foot Club, and I was about to throw some pizza dough together, and I thought that I would show you how I do it. It's the exact same recipe that I use to make homemade bread or anything that has to do with a bread dough. It's super simple. As I have told you before, I do not use recipes. I go by the way things look, the way things feel, and the way things taste. So I start out with whatever bowl I want to use. I put some water in it. Today I'm going to put some butter in. This is warm water. You don't want it too cold or it won't activate the yeast. You don't want it too hot or it will kill the yeast. So today I'm using butter. You can use any kind of oil that you like. I just think life is better with butter. So I'm adding in some butter into this. And then I have my yeast, which I buy in bulk, in my canning jar. And I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons. And some sugar. However much you want. It doesn't really matter how much you put in. And you can use any kind of sweetener that you prefer. Sometimes I use honey and oats and make a honey oat bread. Today I'm just making a plain old pizza crust. So I have water, butter, yeast. I'm going to put in a good pinch of my Himalayan pink sea salt that I like to get at Big Lots because it's super cheap, 5 pounds for $4. I think it went up to $4.99 now. This is all mixed in. Wipe my hands off a little bit. And then I just start adding in flour. It's that simple to make bread. People think when they hear make bread, they sometimes panic and think that it is this huge process. It isn't really. Mix it in. Can't wait to have some homemade pizza for supper. Let me know in the comments if you make your own bread and which kind of recipes do you use. I have a ton of different recipes I use. I am just going super simple today. This is my basic recipe that I use all the time. I make fried dough, cinnamon rolls, homemade bread, different specialty breads like cinnamon breads, and of course my pizza dough. The only difference with my pizza dough and my bread is I don't have to let the pizza crust rise quite as much as I do with the bread dough. The bread dough, I like it to rise twice in the bowl and then once in the pans. So here we go. It's starting to firm up. I really just prefer to get my hands in there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to open up a little bit more flour. So sorry for the noise as I open up my big bag of flour. And grab a handful out and just kind of put it out on the counter. And this is the simplest way. Just get it out there and then just start kneading it. With bread dough, you really want to knead it. You want it to start bouncing back and get that elasticity going. It's kind of the opposite with pie crust where you don't want to handle it too much, but with bread dough, you do. You see how squishy that is? That means I just want to keep going, keep kneading it, getting this flour mixed into it. You don't have to have fancy equipment. You don't need to have big mixers and bread machines and anything like that. You can see you just need a bowl, a spoon, and your hands. That's it. Starting to shape up really nicely here. It is messy, but that may just be the cook. going to just knead this a little bit longer, and that will be that. There we have it. There's my pizza dough. This is Candy with the Candy Foot Club.